Hi, I'm Brandon, and today I'm taking another look at Davut Ozkan. I found his uncut footage from his confrontation with Chris Hansen, so I figured I'd take a look at it. I haven't seen it before. So let's start with his wiki page here to find out what was going on with this guy before he showed up. It says Davut Ozkan is a suspected predator who was confronted during the Greenville, Ohio edition of To Catch a Predator. He was distinguished for his large nose and his defiant attitude after realizing he was going to be on television. 27-year-old Davut Ozkan, who used the screen name Nakzox, it's an interesting name, he engaged in a conversation with a perverted justice decoy who was impersonating an underage girl. Davut misrepresented his age, saying he was 25. So he's 27, and he lies saying that he's 25. That is still illegal, and I think that a young person would find, I don't think they'd think that much of a difference between 25 and 27. It's not like 45 and 25. Like that, why would he shave 2 years off his age? Davut asks the girl when her dad will be gone and whether he can come and see her after less than an hour of conversation. So they've been talking less than an hour, and he wanted to come over. I think it's very clear what his intentions were. He said that he would like to kiss her, but he couldn't do anything more with her due to her age. Buddy, you can't even come over, and you definitely can't kiss her. So many of these guys, like, their minds are just so messed up that they think that, like, there's certain things they could do. Even James Rutherford said, like, I might have kissed her, but that's it. It's like, that is still horrible. You're not allowed to do anything. You're not allowed to touch them. You can't even be having this conversation with them, let alone driving over when they're by themselves. But he wants to show that he's not some kind of a pervert. So, he's not going to do anything bad because of her age, but he will kiss her. Good God. We know damn right well that he would never have stopped there. She was next questioned about her height and weight. Davut afterwards stated throughout the chat that he didn't want any issues when he met with her. I definitely don't want to be arrested or for this to be a sting. It's kind of out of your control, Davut. He inquired as to whether she had ever seen a man's parts before and offered to show his. Yeah, so he just wants to kiss her, but he's showing her inappropriate pictures of his body. Yeah, sure, buddy. Davut declared that he would bring over graphic DVD and asked if she wanted to touch his privates. I'm trying to be careful here because YouTube sometimes demonetizes my videos when I say certain words. Later, Davut offered to kiss her all over her body. He inquired about her breast size, and he inquired as to whether the girl may board a bus and travel to his house. So not only is he a disgusting predator, he's also lazy. He doesn't want to drive over there, so he wants the girl to get on a bus by herself and travel to him. Obviously, she could not travel to his house, and he ended up going to see her. So let's head over there now to the Sting house and find out what happens when Davut Ozkan shows up and runs into Chris Hansen. We're just sitting here quietly. You just hear that low hum in the background. It's like watching a scene from Paranormal Activity or something. And again, I've brought this up before, but this is just such a weird setup. You got this like circle glass table here that's just right in front of the door, like blocking the path. And then you have a bar set up like this. Like, who has a bar set up just like in the middle of the living room like this? It seems like you should know what's going on, but these guys only have one thing on their mind. So I think anything other than Chris Hansen standing there is not going to grab their attention because they want the decoy.
Hello?
It's like a horror movie. You just walk into a house and it's just dead silence. Like, did he even knock? Did he ring the doorbell or knock? Or did she tell him to come on in? Like, it just seems so rude to barge into someone's house like that.
Is anybody here?
Yeah, come on in. Just sit at the bar for a second. I just cut my toe. I gotta put a band-aid on her. I'm gonna bleed on the rug and my mom's gonna kill me.
Oh, her mom. Usually it's her dad. Her dad's gonna shoot her. But I guess both her parents just they don't put up with their kids bleeding on the rug.
Where's your mom?
Not here.
See, she said wait at the bar. It seems like if you go into someone's house and you're just meeting them, like, don't you respect their property? If they're like, yeah, just hang out there, I'll be there in a second, you'd probably just kind of, just kind of walk around, hang out there. You're not just gonna like rush to the back. You're probably just gonna linger around and do what they say. You're in someone else's house. If they say, hey, just wait there in the living room, grab a seat at the table and I'll be right there. Like, you tend to do that because you respect their property. But he's just like, girl, home alone, ignore her orders and just march after her. Let's watch it again. It's just
A
gross.
second, I just cut my toe. I gotta put a band-aid on her. I'm gonna bleed on the rug and my mom's gonna kill me.
Where's your mom?
Not here.
Do me a favor, I want you to have a seat down the other side of the bar there, please. Right on that stool.
Okay.
Chris just almost ran into the guy's nose. Could have been injured.
Sit down. How can I help you tonight?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know what?
I think wrong.
You think wrong?
You think wrong.
Wrong what?
Yeah, you do think wrong.
It was fake, I think.
It was fake? What was fake?
Girl.
The girl.
Well, yeah, obviously you know that now. You didn't think she was fake when, like, less than 20 seconds ago when you were just racing across the room to go after her.
And who were you here to meet?
She said me Sarah.
She said
Sarah.
Sarah. And how old is Sarah?
She was young.
Young. How young?
Yeah, we know that. Don't think you're going to be able to beat around the bush here with Chris Hansen. He's not going to let you kind of dodge the answering the questions. He's going to have follow-up questions. How old exactly?
Pretty young.
Pretty young, as in what age?
15.
15.
Okay, I will give him a little bit of credit. Almost every single guy, they give the age range. They're like 13, 14, or 14, 15, something like that. They'll pretend like they weren't even paying attention, but they'll give two different ages, and it's always the lesser age. He actually gives the actual age, so I'm not going to give him much credit for that, but at least he didn't do that bullshit.
You want to try again?
Oh, but he lied. Never mind. I take my little bit of credit back, Davut, you lying son of a bitch.
No.
15? How about 13?
No.
That's what she said.
No.
I can't remember what the wiki page said. I just read it, but I recorded 3 of these videos today. My mind's kind of I'm all predatored out, so I can't remember. Did she actually say 15 or did she say 13? Let's go look. According to this, it says posing as a 15-year-old girl. So, okay, possibly Chris Hansen is wrong here. Not that it really matters. Like, they're both illegal and they're both disgusting, but, we got to get our details straight.
I didn't say.
No, that's what she told you on the internet.
She told me 15.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Like, 15's still illegal. Still gross.
Now, you can say that now, if you want.
No, it's real. You can check. She told me 15.
And what
You hear a whole bunch of trampling around. Like, there's a stampede of something in the background. Like, probably Dell running down the stairs, trying to practice whacking her toe on the banister.
is your name?
Oh, there she is.
Davut.
Oh, Chris is like, oh, you guys are so getting yelled at when I get back there for giving me the wrong chat log, and now I look like a liar in front of Davut Ozkan.
Your name is what?
Davut.
Davut?
Yeah.
Doubt?
So you were talking online with a girl named Sarah who's 15 years old.
So funny how Chris just rephrases it, but he doesn't actually admit his error because he just said 13. It was basically calling this guy a liar. And now he just rephrases it as a statement, but in the form of what the guy told him. So you were talking to a girl named Sarah who was 15. He's like, yeah, that's what he said. You doubted him. Oh, Chris, he's just such a good journalist.
Why did you think that was appropriate?
I heard from my friends that if you hang out with younger girls, if they are under 18, I can have problems.
You could have problems.
Were you talking to Jeff Stacy's druggy friends? At least in this case, what they were saying is true. So you're just... I don't understand what he's saying. So he's saying him and his friends were just sitting around the other day, like drinking beer, playing video games. And his friends were like, hey, Davut, if you try to meet up with a underage girl, you can get in trouble. And his takeaway from this is, I'm going to go chat up a 15-year-old and then drive to her house. Why wouldn't you listen to your friends when they told them that?
If they're under 18. Well, this girl...
And do you really need your friends to tell you that? Like, I don't know, those guys from Turkey, I don't know what the laws are there, but even in most countries, they have laws against that kind of thing. And I don't know how long he's been over here, but it should be... I have a hard time believing that people don't know that this is a crime. I don't think you could really go anywhere in the world and just assume that this is appropriate to do. And even if he did, he should have said that. He should have been like, oh, I don't know, I'm from Turkey. I don't know your guys' crazy laws here. I'm innocent. But he just said that his friends told him. So once people tell you that this thing's a crime, and you do it anyway, you know you're doing something illegal.
Is 15.
Yeah.
Why did you do this?
I shouldn't do this.
Yeah, we know. He didn't ask if you should do it. He asked why you did it. Why did you do this, knowing it was wrong and knowing it was illegal, after your friends flat out told you it was illegal?
How old are you?
25.
25.
Liar.
Now, you told her you were 27.
It's right, 27.
No, he is 27. He told her that he was 25. Come on, we're getting confused here.
So you are 27.
I told her 25.
You told her 25, but you're really 27.
What was his plan with that? He's like, you know what? If I shave 2 years off my age, maybe the police won't touch me and the girl won't think I'm really old and this will be less perverted. Yeah, what's the point? It's like these guys that are 51 and they lie and say they're 47. What difference does that make?
What is a 27-year-old man doing at a home trying to meet a 15-year-old girl who is alone?
It is not right.
Yeah, I think he's just I'll deny it. I'll just keep denying it. I'll keep saying it's not right, and he hopes he gets away with it.
Then why did you do it?
There's no reason. It's like Chris Hansen says. The reason they wanted to do it was because they just wanted to do this with a young person. That's it. That they couldn't control their actions, or they either couldn't control them or they didn't even try. They wanted to do it. They set out to do it because the opportunity was there. That is the definition of a predator. They just found a young person online and they would stop at nothing to do it. Even people telling them not to do it, knowing it's illegal, knowing it's wrong, knowing they can get caught, knowing they get exposed. They just travel and do it just because they want to. That's it. Now he's just sitting here silently, got nothing to say for himself.
I shouldn't do that.
I mean, help me to understand what you were thinking about here.
We had spring break. I'm going to Ohio State.
You had spring break and you're going to Ohio State University.
Okay. I don't see that as a very good explanation for why you're doing this.
And I was bored.
You were
Oh, he's going for the board defense.
bored.
And I want to meet a girl from online.
You wanted to meet someone from online. Well, if you're bored, why don't you just go see a movie?
Go hang out with those friends. The friends that taught you to not do this very thing. Maybe instead of doing the thing that they told you not to do, you should just heed their advice and then go and hang out with them. And then you wouldn't be under arrest. And you could literally go anything else. If you're bored, do any other thing. There's so many things. At no point in human history has there been more activities that you can do to entertain yourself than there is right now. And there's more people in the world now than any before. It's so easy to meet people anywhere. And you're in California. It's like the entire population of Canada in one state. You're surrounded by people. There's no reason that you had to go after this one individual who happened to be underage. She was not the only person online. There were other people there that were over 18. You singled her out because of her age.
Read a book. Why engage in this sort of talk on the internet? What do you think would have happened if you had come in here and there really was a 15-year-old girl?
Well, we know exactly what would have happened because he was running it, practically like sprinting after her to go follow her. And just the fact that she said, I got to go do something, like wait there at the bar, and he just ignored her and followed her in. He tried to chase after her. I have a hard time believing he's not going to make sure that he gets his way. If she's like, no, like, this is going too fast, slow down, anything like that, he's alone with her. He even said, like, is your mom here? Just to make sure that the house is empty, that she was alone. He could have done whatever the hell he wanted to. And now he's just sitting here all sullen and quiet, like, oh, I shouldn't do it. Yeah, we know exactly what you would have done if you were alone.
What would have happened?
I don't know.
Well, Jeff Stacy might say a whole lot of nothing. And I kind of believe that in Jeff Stacy's case, because I think Jeff Stacy is I have a hard time thinking he would initiate anything, but I mean, he's still a predator. He's still gross, so who knows? This guy definitely would have done something.
He,
Well, I can tell you what it sounds like was going to happen. You have a pretty explicit talk here.
yeah.
So you're old enough. Yeah, I think so, she says. When will your dad be back? Monday. Cool. We have 2 days, you say.
It is. I don't usually do that. It is embarrassing to me.
Oh, are we embarrassing you, Davut? Wow, yeah, we're so sorry that we're mistreating you. When you do horrible crimes like this, maybe you deserve to be embarrassed. Maybe you deserve to be exposed. Maybe people need to know that you're the kind of guy who does this kind of thing so they can make sure that you don't do this again in the future. Who cares if you're embarrassed? This isn't just something. This isn't just he slipped outside and fell and that would be embarrassing. This is a deliberate, predatory, very illegal act that you did on purpose, premeditated, against a vulnerable underage person who was home alone. Now you want us to feel sorry for you because you're embarrassed?
It's embarrassing to you. Why is it so embarrassing to you? You weren't embarrassed here when you were talking about it on the internet.
Yeah, you're a big man when you were chatting, Davut.
When you are on internet, you usually.
The internet and real life are two different things. No, they're not, Davut. They are not. You're not allowed to have chats like that with a minor and then drive over to their house. Even the chat is illegal to do and is completely wrong. You driving over just shows that you intended to actually do all that stuff.
Be comfortable.
You ask her what she's wearing. I have on jeans and a pink shirt. I can buy some drink for you if you want. Did you bring
I
any
didn't.
alcohol?
No.
Did you bring condoms?
But I said that if he didn't start drinking, I don't want her start drinking.
What are you mumbling about? Stop muttering and make sense.
So you were just worried about her well-being. You didn't want to start her drinking, but if she was already drinking, you would bring some more.
No,
No, what?
I didn't bring drinking.
Did you bring condoms?
Yes.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
Put them on the counter, please.
I wonder why he always says that, put him on the counter. Is that just so that he can get a shot of that on the camera and just have some better visuals? Or just like proof of it? I don't know.
Now,
I didn't bring it. Was already on me.
It was already in your pocket.
Oh, Davut, you stud. Just one of these guys that they can't leave the house without women throwing themselves at them. It's like you don't have time to pick up condoms, so like you just always have to have one in your pocket because you're just not going to have time to swing by the grocery store or the drugstore or something. All these guys, it seems like it's these predators that always have condoms on them. Whereas normal people, it seems like you would only bring it for specific situations. Yeah, they always say, "Oh, I always have it on me." Bullshit! You don't always have it on you.
I was with a girl
I doubt this guy scores ever.
yesterday.
You was what?
With a girl.
You were with a girl yesterday.
Mm.
If you're with a girl yesterday, why is the condom still in the wrapper?
Well, why did you bring them here?
It
What?
was-
You brought condoms here tonight. What does that say about your intent?
I already write. I don't want. Just I want maybe kissing, not more. I already.
Weird. The two guys off the top of my head that I can remember saying, actually, no, it was three other guys that said that. It was James Rutherford and Jeff Stacy, both from this same sting, or sitting in that exact same spot. They both said, I might have kissed her, or something along those lines. And then Thomas Shin from the New Jersey sting, he's the one that's like, oh, like maybe make out, but it's like nothing more. That's still illegal. Why would just you being alone in the house with them is wrong. If parents found out that some grown man that they didn't know about was in the house with their kid when they're home alone, they would be horrified. They would be calling the cops. The dad would be running to grab his gun. That is horrible. You can't do that. And now they're like, oh, I was just gonna kiss them. Like, there's no way it would stop. He's got a damn condom in his pocket. There's no way that he would stop with kissing. That is an absolute lie. And even if he did, that's still illegal. He should still go to prison just for that.
Told her.
You say at one point, I don't want to have any problem, Kissing is okay.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Not with a teenage girl.
And I.
But you also say, in the next breath, have you ever seen a blank, meaning penis?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for clarifying that, Chris. I didn't know what he meant.
I have on the internet, she says. Then you say, so do you want to see mine?
Explain yourself, Davut.
It is not good.
What's your family back in Turkey gonna think of you?
I shouldn't do that.
You can play with my blank.
Yes. Please don't read. You can read yourself.
No, Chris, please read. Please read. Please read it more.
Do you want a sex movie? She says, do you have those too? You say, I don't have, but I can borrow one. And then you say to her, don't say anything to anybody that I'm coming.
Yeah. You don't want anyone finding out about this. You don't want this to wind up on YouTube 20 years later. That would be embarrassing.
Do you have big or small boobs? I like small, but then you say I can make them bigger.
What? Is he like a plastic surgeon or something? Like, how could he make them bigger? Like, unless he has some sort of magical power that I'm unaware of.
How do you do that? Kissing them. Do you have any fantasies?
Yeah, I have this fantasy of watching disgusting perverts get exposed on national television and then arrested and sent to prison.
I mean, it sure seems like you knew what you were talking about here, and you knew what you wanted from this 15-year-old girl.
I don't want to have sex, but.
Well, what is that? What do you mean you don't want to have sex?
Boy, Chris got a bit riled there.
You talk about... No, it's not.
It's like, how could you deny this? You flat out said all the stuff that Chris just read and then showed up with a condom in your pocket.
Not just kissing. You talk about showing her your penis. Ask how big her breasts are. Tell her that you can make them bigger.
I don't do that again.
You won't do it again.
No. This is first.
This is your first time.
Yeah. And I thought I didn't have sex a lot of women. If I do that, I would do more, but I didn't.
What?
Like.
What are you blathering about?
I shouldn't do that. It is also.
Yeah, we know you shouldn't do that. You can't get caught robbing a bank and then be like, yeah, you shouldn't rob banks. You shouldn't do that. It's not good. Like, no shit. That's why you're caught doing it. The time to realize that this isn't something you should be doing is before you do it. You shouldn't even have to think that. It should not enter your mind to begin with to even start having this conversation with a minor. Normal people don't do this. The fact that you just did it, knew it was wrong, had been told it was wrong, and then did it anyway, is it proves that you are a predator, and it proves that you cannot control your actions.
Against
And it shows that you know right from wrong, you just don't care.
my religion.
It's against your religion.
Oh, it's against his religion. It's against my religion, but I still did it.
If I do that, it is against my religion and laws. It was in my... today I choose to come here or not. So I decided to come. But I should...
So he knew this was wrong. He knew it was illegal. It's against his religion. He thought about it and decided to come. And then he gets caught and he's like, oh, this is so embarrassing.
Shouldn't have come.
But why did you? If you're so religious, if you knew it was so wrong, why did you walk into this house?
I don't know. Maybe... I don't know.
Kevin Westerbeck sat in that exact same stool. He had a bit more trouble getting onto it, but he sat in that same stool and claimed that he was a religious man and he's a church-going man, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what religion you are if you're going to prey on minors. Who cares? Maybe you should follow the rules of the religion instead of doing this kind of thing.
I mean, you're 27 years old.
Mm-hmm.
This girl said she was 15.
Yeah. I don't do that. Never.
You've never done it before.
What does he mean? I don't do it. Never. You're literally sitting here caught red-handed doing it. So clearly you do this sometimes, at least one time.
No. And I won't.
Do it again.
Yes, I won't.
But do you see why I would have a hard time believing that based upon the way this discussion went?
Because sometimes this discussion from Yahoo, we talk like this with women, older women. But this one first.
You say you do it to women? Yeah. If you want, and if they're consenting, you can talk about this stuff with other adults. You can never talk about this stuff with minors. And you can definitely never travel to their house.
Was under 18.
This was the first one who was under 18.
Mm-hmm. I was told.
So all these women he claims that he's talking to on there, this is the only one that is under the age of 18. Funny enough, this is the only one that he has traveled to meet. It's like we've seen other guys say that, oh, I was chatting with all sorts of, all these other people. It's like, if you're chatting with all these other people, why is the underage person the only one whose house you traveled to? It seems like you had other options and purposely chose the youngest one you could find. That's kind of telling about what your intent is and what kind of person you're attracted to.
What do you study in college?
Mechanical engineering.
Mechanical engineering.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't keep you busy enough? You have time to be on the internet having this kind of a chat?
I had a break, this spring break. Everybody went somewhere.
So now you got to spend your spring break in jail.
Their home. And I didn't go anywhere during the break, but I don't do it again. I won't.
Do you know that it's against the law?
My friends told me, but I don't know. I have been for 3 years.
Your friends told you, but you don't know. So your friends told you this was against the law and you didn't believe them?
Last year, I was in a dorm. My friend just told me.
Your friends told you that, in fact, it was against the law to do what you did.
How did that come up in conversation? Like they just blurted it out? Hey, Davut, just so you know. Wait, how did it come up? Or did he ask them? Hey, guys, I'm thinking about going online and trying to prey on young people. What do you think about that? And they're like, no, man, that's illegal over here. Don't do it. And then he does it anyway?
Did tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But you did it anyway. Right? You did it.
Well, you don't need him to confirm it. He's sitting right there.
No, I proposed to. I didn't propose to have sex. Maybe.
Well, come on.
Come on. Yeah.
Really, I didn't propose.
Do you want me to read it again?
No. Okay.
So then why do you say that?
Yeah, all these guys say that. They're like, yes, I know that I said all of that stuff that blatantly is so evident that I intended to do it. And I know that I brought condoms and I drove over and all this other evidence that proves I intended to follow through with it. But I actually didn't intend to do it. How are we supposed to believe that? That is not human nature. You don't say you're going to do that. Hey, you want to go play football tomorrow? All right, I'm going to show up and pick you up with the football. But I never intended to actually play football. It's stupid. That's not how humans work. Why would you spend the time talking about it, drive over? He put all this effort into it. It's so obvious what he intended to do. Even without the chat, if he'd never chatted with this person, or they just met somewhere, a brief conversation, whatever, we had no other evidence, just hearing that a 27-year-old man went over to the home of a teenage girl when her parents were away and she was home alone, the first thing that every human on earth is going to suspect is that they came over to have sex with them. That is exactly what everyone would think. Even you would have to prove otherwise. You'd have to prove your innocence because everyone's going to suspect that. So once they find out that you graphically said you were coming over there for sex, you definitely, how could you possibly think that we would believe that you didn't intend to do that?
Just for different night. I'm already shy. I'm not.
You weren't being shy in this
Then you are.
chat here.
Then you use.
Well, you now have an audience of millions of people on YouTube, so better get over your shyness.
Internet online. You don't be shy. You are not shy. But
So the
And who cares? What is it? Okay, if you're shy, you're not shy. Who cares? You're still a predator. You're still trying to do this. We don't judge you or sentence you according to your level of shyness. If you're outgoing, you get some serious jail time. If you're shy, we'll give you a slap on the wrist. Doesn't work like that. Who cares? You come over there to victimize someone's daughter. They're not going to care how shy or not shy you are. What does that have to do with anything?
internet helps you to not be shy.
but I don't know. It's not right.
What should happen to you?
I don't know. I think I'm changed. I can't.
You already
I've changed. Yeah, I'm still in the house where I was busted trying to do this horrible crime, but I've changed. They caught me after the convenience store robbery when I still had the cash in my pockets. But as I'm laying there in handcuffs, yeah, just let me go. I've changed. No, you have not changed. You're still denying what you came there to do.
you're
After you've gone to prison and gotten out, maybe you could say that you've changed. And even then, I have strong doubts because so many of these guys reoffend. They're like lifelong perverts. But it would take at least that amount of time to say that you've changed. You need time to reflect on your actions. You can't wait till you're busted and then say you've changed.
already better just by coming here and having this discussion?
After I came here, I changed.
So you're all better now?
No.
No? Or yes?
At what point did he change? Was it when he chased after the decoy? Chased her into the back room, and then the second Chris Hansen stepped out and blocked his path? That was the moment of change? That was the moment of enlightenment, of this great revelation, this epiphany that, hey, wait a minute, maybe what I'm doing is wrong. Was that the exact moment there, Davut? The moment that you changed forever?
No. First, I shouldn't have sex with women.
What are you doing? Leave that alone. Do me
Chris is like, what the hell are you doing down there?
favor, leave that alone. Okay?
It's a microphone.
Yes. So don't pull on that, okay?
What was he doing?
So you're telling me that just this confrontation here with me has made you a changed man. You're all better. You'll never do this again.
No. I will.
Yeah, these guys, like, they go to prison, they get counseling, they get exposed here. They're on probation, they're being monitored. Like whatever society tries to do to punish them or to correct their behavior, so many of them just do it again. We've seen guys get caught 2 days in a row on the show. We've seen guys get caught in multiple stings. We've have guys that get caught years later. It just happens over and over again. So how are we supposed to believe him that he's like not even really taking responsibility for what he did? He's just like, yeah, it's wrong, but I changed. I think what he's saying is, let me go without any sort of consequence.
Never do this again. Never.
You'll never do it again.
Never.
And you've seen the light now that we've had this discussion.
Mm-hmm.
How can I be sure that's the truth?
I'm a student. I'm going to Ohio State. I have a
What does that have to do with anything?
goal. This is, people sometimes make mistakes, and this is
more than a mistake. Like, this is a predatory act. This isn't like you just went out, got drunk, and did something stupid and you regret it. This is you purposely setting out, finding a victim, traveling to meet them, and trying to do one of the worst crimes possible. People generally hate this type of crime. That's why there's still, to this day, TV shows about it. This isn't like vandalism or, stealing cars or something that's still, it's still bad, still a crime. This is horrible. This is a very bad crime against a very vulnerable group in society. People don't respect people that do this. You don't get let off with a warning here. I think some of these guys don't understand the gravity of what they intended to do.
my mistake, and it is just, when you read this, it is enough shame for me.
Enough shame.
Yeah, and I think maybe even if I don't even use Yahoo even because of this.
It's hard to hear what he's saying, but did he say what he just mean is that he'll stop using Yahoo? He'll stop chatting? It's not going to help. If you have these like predatory instincts inside of you where you can't help yourself from doing this, you're willing to do this in any situation, you will find a way. You're going to be a danger. Sooner or later, you'll go back on Yahoo or a different platform, a different app. There's so many of them, especially nowadays. Or you'll just it's 20 years later now. This guy might have kids. His kids might have friends coming over to visit. He's probably going to sporting events and other things where he's surrounded by teenagers, and we're just supposed to trust him that he's just not going to do it because he's a changed man. If you're willing to do this, I don't know. I don't trust him.
And I won't.
So you're saying you're not going to do this ever again?
No.
Do you ever watch television?
Mm-hmm.
Like this, the long sigh Chris gives. You ever watch television?
Do you ever watch Dateline NBC?
No.
I'm Chris Hansen, and I'm a reporter for Dateline NBC. It's a news show. And we're doing a story on computer predators.
See, the thing is, like nowadays, I mean, there's all sorts of predator catchers doing stuff like this, and I mean, you could just film yourself and get on YouTube very easily. It's kind of easy just to like broadcast yourself. But back then, this would have been a huge deal. It's like one of the biggest U.S. networks is using their resources to be in this particular location just to feature you, to catch you. This is like a big deal. So many people are going to see this.
And if there's anything else you'd like to tell us, we'd like to hear it.
That's the awkward thing about taking your shoes off, even though it's like the polite thing to do, but now you gotta sit here stand there awkwardly trying to put your shoes back on while you got a whole camera crew there.
It's not good. Do you want me to kill myself? Please don't show this, please.
Oh, he's like threatening to off himself. Yeah, Jeff Stacy did the same thing. Like that's just such a pathetic thing to do. It's like, hey, don't give me any consequences or I'm going to harm myself. Like, you're not allowed to use that as a way to weasel your way out of trouble.
It can end my life. Please don't show. Please. this is my religion. I shouldn't do that. If you show that I'll kill myself, you can show this. And after I kill myself, I don't know what you do. Please don't show.
No, we
Yeah, we're showing it. We're showing it.
don't want anybody to hurt themselves, that's for sure.
Please.
All right, let's head back over to the wiki page and find out what happened to Davut after this. It says, when questioned by police, Davut said that he had gone to the house to watch a movie with the girl. It's funny that he didn't mention that at all to Chris. He gave a false address as his home address. Okay, so he lied about his age, he lied about his address, but we're supposed to believe him for everything else? When questioned about the girl's age, Davut claimed that she was 18. The detectives refuted his lie by looking through the chat log. If he knew that Chris had the chat log and he had the proof there, and he knew that he was on video admitting to her age because he flat out said that she was underage, how would he think that the police don't have that same information? He then quickly gave his phone number so the investigators wouldn't have time to write it down. Davut's an idiot. Davut also asked the investigators to prevent NBC from showcasing him in the episode. He stated that he always carried condoms in his pocket because of a previous sexual connection. What? So he had a sexual connection one time in his life and now always carries a condom on it just in case it happens a second time. What the hell, Davut? Davut professed to be drunk when engaging in the inappropriate chat with the person that he believed to be a child. But he wasn't drunk when he showed up, so what excuse is that? According to Davut, his family was supportive and sent him to the country. So his parents, were just so proud of him, they just sent him to the United States so he could make something of his life. And then this is what he does. He winds up on To Catch a Predator. He declared he didn't care how long he was imprisoned for. If they saw him getting caught on television, he added it would be shameful for him. No shit. Because he was on television, Davut refused to say where his family was from. He then reiterated that it was his first time meeting a minor from online. When the detective questioned where he attended school, he likewise declined to answer. Davut then reiterates that the female appeared to be older than 15. What does that mean? Doesn't mean who cares? It doesn't matter how they appear, how old they appear. It matters how old they are. Davut reiterated that he would do self-harm. He implored the detectives repeatedly to take the cameras out of the room, with the cameraman pretending to leave so the detectives could get more information out of Davut. I like he pretending to leave. He just went and got him from a different angle. After the interview, Davut leapt at a cameraman as he was being processed and covered the camera with his hand, telling him, "Don't tape," for which he was warned by a police officer not to do so. Okay. Sentence and false reports of death. For his crimes, Davut was sentenced to 65 days in jail, 10 years as a registered offender, and he had to pay restitution fees of around $1,500. He was later deported back to his native Turkey. On December 1st, 2014, Ozkan reportedly died after a bout of depression by jumping off the 8th floor of an apartment building. This is not the case, however. According to a Turkish resident, the man who did this is not the same man caught in the To Catch a Predator sting. Despite the two men sharing near identical names, their birth dates do not match up, making the death of Davut Ozkan nothing more than a false rumor. Nothing is known about the guy who really died other than that he was affiliated with FITO, a cult crime syndicate. Boy, this is taking an interesting turn. The plot thickens. Trivia. It says, Davut is one of two predators to physically touch the camera in an attempt to hide what they have done, the other being Rabbi David K. With Davut's supposed death being a case of misinformation, his current whereabouts are unknown. So yeah, there are a lot of fans of Davut Ozkan. I had a lot of requests for me to do him and his interrogation. I did his interrogation before on this channel. I might do it again. But yeah, he is in a way interesting. Like if you put everything he says together, it's kind of an interesting case. It's just he's very dull. He's very quiet. He doesn't say a lot. There's just a lot of dead air. So, but whatever. I hope this was interesting for you guys. Let me know if there's any other predators you want me to cover, and if you want to sign up for my members area, I have exclusive videos coming there. And also I have a Patreon where I do all the takedown with Chris Hansen's. I have like 180 videos up there now, and I do a whole lot of interrogations and just other types of videos related to this type of stuff that I don't do here on YouTube. So if you want to help support me so I can keep making these videos, it would be greatly appreciated. Otherwise, I appreciate everyone watching, and I'll see you all next time.